Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin the reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini. August 2021, money and career, Gemini. August 2021, money and career, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. Now at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Knight of Cups and we have the Three of Pentacles. So there's a beautiful desire to trust your intuition and to trust your emotions during this time, but don't let your emotions overpower you, because that's going to be something you need to rise against. The water sign energy is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So if you're born on the cusp with Cancer, or if you have a water sign energy within your chart, that part of your personality is going to come forward very powerfully and a little bit try to take over at times. So do be mindful of that. We have Justice, which is Libra energy. If you have Libra energy within your chart, that's going to come through very powerfully. We have the Three of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you have fire sign energy within your chart, that is going to come out very strongly, but there's an interesting connection there. So let's see. Then we have the Six of Wands, a celebration, and the High Priestess. It's a celebration of the instinctual side of yourself. There's a celebration of the sacred kind of wisdom, intuition, greater understanding, natural, holistic self that starts to come forward. Also, the veil is being lifted from the eyes, and that is going to be something that you celebrate, even though at times it can be something that is just a little bit intense. We have the King of Wands. This is a great time for a career. A great time for a career, period. End of discussion. The Moon, there's fears around career, the way that things are moving forward. We have to make sure that our emotions don't get the best of us during this time, and that we aren't simply reactionary. We have to kind of step back from things. Don't be afraid to, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, look at different avenues, look at different ways that you want to move forward, and really put the time and the effort and the prosperity into weaving naturally and instinctually, because naturally means that spirit is going to be weaving things together for you, and then personally you're going to be weaving, creating, celebrating something that comes forward. Be very mindful of your money, because as you're moving forward during this time, you might think, oh, okay, everything's fine. I don't have to really watch my money as much as I was watching it before, and now this is saying, oh no, you definitely do. Not to the point of things being bad, or not that things are bad at all, but that just make sure that you mind where your money is going, and make sure that you're not being charged for things that you thought, oh, I unsubscribed to that, or I didn't think they were going to make this a continuous charge type of thing. So do be mindful of that, and also be mindful of having yourself charge for your work, because you're worth it. And that's something that you're sending a message out to spirit. I'm worth it. I'm worth the prosperity, the success that's coming forward. Let's look at our chakra self. Gemini, August 2021, money and career, Gemini. August 2021, money and career, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Meditation, the crown chakra, the centering of the self, the embracing of the heart, that's going to be so important. And it's going to be a way to just bring peace, prosperity, bounty, and abundance into your life. Making time for meditation, or going on walks, or doing yoga, anything that makes you center into your body is going to be so important for you during this time, Gemini. And let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. What is the energy that Gemini needs to be mindful of? August 2021, money and career. What is the energy that Gemini needs to be mindful of? August 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, and of course, you yourself fell right out. And that is so funny, because Spirit was saying, make sure you tell Gemini not to be too, not only emotionally invested into things, but also embracing just the air sign energy of overthinking, overanalyzing, and then saying, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to go with my gut feel. I'm going to let the winds take me where they may type of mentality. This is going to be a time where we have to be really mindful of the pleasure of it. So it can feel really good in the moment, as so many things do that might not have the best outcome. So this is going to be a time financially, we have to really be mindful of overspending. And that's something that Spirit has already made clear. So it's not only hidden charges, but it can be, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to treat myself. I'm just going to do something extravagant. I deserve it. And we kind of do that just a little bit too often in the month of August. Now, it can be that it's also a vacation month, so that can come into play. But we just have to be mindful of things. Let's do things smarter, not, more extravagantly. This is also going to be a time where we're really going to connect with people just on gut feels, absolute intuition upon things. And yes, gut feels and intuition are great, but this person is going to have on a bit of a mask. You're not going to really see their true self, or there's going to be two sides of them. You might get along with one side of them really well because the twin aspect of you gets on with the twin aspect of them, but the other aspect, it's just not going to be compatible. So do be mindful of this. And it's kind of like, just don't fall into the pleasure of it. And even at work, you're going to work really, really hard, but then there are going to be times where you think, oh, you know what, I've worked hard enough. I can take a bit of a break. I can celebrate myself, everything like that. And yes, that's true. You absolutely can, but you have to be very mindful of the indulgent side of things during this time, Gemini. Just a warning coming forward. Now, with the Knight of Cups, we're actually going to have our fears be our best defenders during this time. We have it in our public arena. We have it here right now. This is going to be a time where we're needing to rise above the chaos of emotions, and we're going to need to follow our hearts forward, but we're also going to need to nourish that which is sacred to us, that which is valuable to us, that which we are starting to come to a realization of. This meaning during this time that it's like, okay, well, where do I want to be within my life? Like, how am I moving forward emotionally? Do I feel emotionally fulfilled? Am I feeling emotionally overwhelmed? What is it that I desire? Where is it that I want to be? How do I open up this door? And what is it that's important to me? And what is it that's important to the rest of the world? And I think should be important to me, but isn't right now. And it moves us to the Three of Pentacles: prosperity, success, bounty. Again, the natural weaving of things with the spider web on the birch tree. But then we have ourselves weaving and creating and pulling things together and making patterns when there was once nothing, creating something out of nothing. And that's where we have to, again, just be mindful of our prosperity, listen to the power of our dreams, to our insights. Wheat is around us, so that means that the success is coming, the prosperity is coming in. We just have to look at things, and this is a time to be smarter, not to be more show-offy. And the world seems to really love the show-offiness of things, and that's great. But this is going to be a time where you can have everything that you want, and just be a little bit more sedate about it. Well, maybe not everything, like the Maseratis and, the mansions and stuff like that. Those aren't sedate things, but this is going to be a time where if you look at the quality of things, if you look at the sense of, okay, well, what do I need to be happy, and why do I need this, and how am I moving forward? That's going to be something where you start to say, oh, okay, this is a better investment, or okay, this makes a lot more sense. Okay, this resonates with where I want to live, and this is, what I think I'm supposed to be living in. I get it, I see it, and now I move myself forward. There's a beautiful way that our inner self and our public self really come together, and that's the coming together of the Queen and the King of Wands. And again, that's a soulmate connection, a true love connection, passion, power, fire. If there is fire sign energy within your chart, it's going to be blazing during this time. It is going to be moving forward with such intensity that you might actually think that it's taking over. You can also find yourself having a bit more of a temper during this time, Gemini, and your air sign energy is going to fuel that temper. So do be mindful that if you go off, and people would be like, Gemini, you don't usually go off. Like, what the heck's going on here? But you will go off hard. So with the Queen of Wands, new dawns, new days, new prosperity, new success, new bounty coming in. There's a sense of hard work paying off. There's also going to be a sense of inwardly, we're stepping back and we're observing everything. We're seeing how things fit. In our inner selves, this is going to be the time where we kind of puzzle things together. It isn't going to be a time of one great idea after another after another. It's going to be a time of, okay, let me look at this, let me digest this, let me understand this, let me look at the way that things are moving forward, the way that my blessings are coming in, the way that my blessings are going out. Where do I want to be? How do I want to, embrace my success? This is also going to be a great time for vacations by water, or for inspiration to come around water. It can be while you're in the shower, it can be while you're in the bath, it can be while you're by the sea. It's just going to be a sense here of connecting with new horizons, new bounty, and new passions. And there's going to be a sense of our hard work paying off, but there's also going to be a sense of things starting to take a new direction. Yourself being drawn to a new direction that you might not have thought you'd be drawn that way, or might not have thought your life would take you, in the direction that it is. But it's like, okay, well, what if I try this? Like, what if I go after this? What if I embrace this road? Where would it lead me? And it's going to be a place of discernment. It's going to be a place of justice. It's like all of a sudden, the energy that we are taking in is starting to balance us, is starting to harmonize us, is starting to move things greater within us. And so here with the justice energy, there is, and the Libra energy, there is very much a sense of the balancing of the scales really coming forward. And there's a very much a sense of the power and the brilliance and the beauty of ourselves guiding us during this time. What this means in the inner self when it says discernment and when it says justice, it's not just simply the letter of the law, the white page, the black print. What it is this sense of, this is the energy that's right for me. This is the realization that is right for me. This is the way that I'm supposed to live my life. And that's the way other people are supposed to live theirs. And it's okay. These are the people that I'm drawn to. Excuse me. And these are the people I don't like in my life. And that's okay too. So here with justice, it's finding that balance. It's that balance for the inner self. And as we find that balance, we start to cut away a lot of doubts and insecurities. We start to claim a lot of our own power because we're not trying to make ourselves into somebody that we're not. And that starts to become a really beautiful thing. And it leads us then to this place of greater authority within ourselves. We're going to find that we're not as wishy-washy as on things. We might find ourselves a little bit wishy-washy at times, like, oh, am I doing this the right way? Am I moving forward the right way? Doubting, asking a million people, like always questioning ourselves. In the month of August, this is a time where we're really seeing things a lot more succinctly, a lot more assuredly, and it moves us forward to the Six of Wands, prosperity, success, celebration. There's a lot of career movement going on during this time. Now, it's either we're making decisions about our career, we can see see ourselves maybe even lining up for promotions or job changes, or, starting something on the side that really brings us tremendous fulfillment that starts to get recognized by other people. But this is also us starting to celebrate ourselves, starting to say, wow, I can move forward that way. Oh, wow, I really do have a gift at this. Or, oh, wow, I really am starting to believe in myself. And then the veil is lifted from our eyes. As we start to believe in ourselves, we are going to start to see the world not for how it wants to be perceived, but for how it truly is, which can be a little bit of a, shady underbelly at times. But this is when the veil is lifted. This is when the doubts and the fears and everybody's insecurities kind of start to come to the surface. And it's like, oh, okay, I see it. I see me, I see what I desire, I see what I want, and I also see that everybody isn't perfect. Especially in a world where we try to make everybody believe that we're perfect, and we edit everything and rewrite everything 500,000 times before we send it out. And it's like, okay, this is now excellent. And the best part of me is always shining forward. I'm always going to be happy. I'm always going to look immaculate. I'm always going to, just be at my very best. And yet, behind closed doors, we're in sweats and exhausted and hair pulled up or baseball cap on type of thing. So during this time, it's being able to see that. It's like, oh, this is the exhaustion of the world. This is the heartbreak of the world. This is the pain of the world. This is the pain of life. But also there's a wisdom, there's a beauty, there's a greater sense of coming together because of it, because of these revelations. And there's a power coming forward because of this. A power within ourselves, a power within what we desire. And it leads us to passion, to creativity, to this severe determination for transformation within our career, within what we desire for our lives, within us claiming our power and our throne. People are really starting to take notice of us during this month. And whether it's just us starting to take notice of us, so we're standing up taller, shoulders back straight, everything like that. And so people are taking notice because we have changed ourselves, our own countenance. But this is also us, taking notice of ourselves, us taking notice of our passions and our powers, and not trying to make ourselves into somebody that we're not, but saying, but this is me. Like, this is my skill. This is me. This is what I desire. Like, this is who I am. Why is it a bad thing? Why do I try to hide away? Why can't I just simply embrace and become? And that leads us to the moon. That leads us to facing these fears as we embrace this transformation, as we are, determined and focused and fiery and ambitious. And we start to soar. We start to look at things in a very different way. But it's also that the shadows don't become as scary. The what ifs don't become the crippling anxieties. It's like, well, what if everything falls apart? And the fact of the matter is, it's like, well, what if it does? What if it does? What if I have to reinvent myself? What if, it doesn't work out the way that I thought it would? And it's embracing us soaring forward. It's embracing the what ifs and saying, okay, I see you, but I'm not going to be crippled by you. I'm not going to be ruled by you. I'm not going to be overwhelmed by you. I am going to be moving forward in the power, in the beauty, in the brilliance that is me. And instead of seeing the shadows as terrifying monsters, as we do when we're little kids, or even when we're out in the woods and we kind of get spooked and it's like, oh my goodness, I can't really make anything out. We start to see things as insecurities, as uncertainties, as, again, not being able to see things clearly. But we also start to be able to see things as maybe being guided by intuition, maybe letting the lesser light lead us forward, the light of the reflection of the sun, the moon. And as we do so, then we start to be able to embrace eyes that can see in the dark, eyes that can move forward in feeling, eyes that, guide us like the owl's eyes will at night. And we start to be able to see ourselves so much more tenaciously than before. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is flexibility. This is the sacral chakra. During this time, we're going to have this rigidity to us, and we're going to think it has to be like this. If we start to embrace flexibility or falling into old patterns, it's always been like this. We're going to see that if we, again, embrace flexibility, if we start to move and even move our body, doing yoga or just simple stretching exercises, all of a sudden the energy within us is going to start to flow better. we're going to start to flow better. We're going to start to feel better. And we're looking at the stagnation, not only from this life, but from past lives. And then the creative energy that we have within us, within the sacral chakra, starts to flow within us. The sexual energy starts to flow within us. So we feel more empowered. We feel more emboldened. We feel more successful. And we embrace that as we move, as we balance, as we create, because this is a beautiful time for creation. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, the King of Wands. And this is such a powerful force. This fire is such a powerful force that it can absolutely consume us. This is also saying that we're going to be really, really, really swayed by people who we see as successful, who we see as powerful and passionate and determined. And we're going to think, well, oh, if they don't like this, then I shouldn't like this. Or if they think this way, I should think this way. And it's just not going to be right. Like, they're successful for them. They're successful with their personality, with their energy, vibration. They're successful in the way that they need to be. You're going to be successful, Gemini, in the way that you need to be. And this isn't a time to say, oh, I have to be a carbon copy of this person. This is a time to take what resonates with you and leave the rest, and not have it be this wiggling worm of doubt in the head, in the mind, in the self that tries to rip you apart. Because it will. The subconscious tarot energy is Temperance, Sagittarius energy, so strong Sagittarius presence during this time too. This is going to be a time where we go deeper. This is going to be a time where we have questions, where we need to have the questions answered. We're going to be astoundingly curious, and this could be why we start to move forward in our careers in a different way, or we start to be more passionate and more determined about things, because there's just this curiosity. There's this deeper fire and passion and brilliance that leads us forward. Also, Sagittarius energy is the sister energy to Gemini, and so we're going to have this complementary balance guiding us forward, guiding us to where we need to be and what we desire. And that's going to be really, really pretty. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the prosperity that is to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.